Hi Virgo, the Awakened Dreamer here to give you your monthly money and career tarot reading for the month of July 2021. Thank you so much for joining me, and I do want to take this moment, of course, to remind you as always to like this video. Do leave me a comment and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And now when meditating on your energy overall for the month, the message that came through was feeling more than accomplished. Feeling more than accomplished. And so we're going to begin by doing some shuffling, of course, so we can keep it simple and pull 6 tarot cards for the month. So to begin for our lovely Virgos for the month of July 2021, money and career. Okay, what else do we have? Thank you, Spirit. Alrighty. Bear with me as I questioned the order, and Spirit told me to leave it as is. We have 3 so far, halfway there. Keep them coming for Virgo. What else do we have? We have 2 remaining. Interesting energy. Okay, so we have them all. And at the bottom, here you are. We have the Hermit. As I say, very weird. It's going to be an underlying focus on you wanting to step back and be within your own energy. A lot of you Virgos feeling as if it's going to be difficult or impossible to do so, given you have to work in a group setting, or be in the public eye, or simply be in customer service, however it pertains to you. Needing to remember that it's okay to implement this self-care in the form of your alone time, your Virgo time, when need be. But at times, obviously, having to fulfill certain work or financial obligations all the meanwhile. Allow yourself to be true to who you are, even when you have to sort of be wrapped up with certain individuals, and to, if you can, once again, cut out a chunk of time here and there to be alone, to maintain or bring back that beautiful glow that you know is possible for you. And so we're starting the month in the spread with the Ace of Pentacles. To begin the month, you accept that new beginnings need to take place, and I struggle to get to that message for some reason. It feels as if certain Virgos don't want to accept that a job or an opportunity needs to come to an end to make your way to a new one. Allowing yourself to remember that a gift of abundance can come in different forms, and in this case it feels like a new opportunity for a lot of you. Allowing yourself to remember that a fresh start can lead you in a beautiful direction. Allowing yourself to remember that you deserve what lies ahead. Understanding that you deserve an immense amount of financial and career success, but at times feeling like an opportunity or a situation you're wrapped up in is holding you back to a certain extent, or it doesn't give you the opportunity to reach for the stars or simply to climb the ladder to a certain extent. Now I'm simply hearing, get what you deserve, get what you deserve. And it's this point in the month where Spirit in the universe wants to assist you, Virgo, in accomplishing what you need to. And as soon as you sort of accept the offer at hand, or simply do what's right for you to begin the month, however that pertains to you, you're on the right path at that point, right? Or you simply will feel accomplished instantaneously. As you grow as an individual, allow for your finances and your career situation to grow as well. There's part of you that feels the need to as well keep things sort of simplistic or maintain a level of normalcy, right? Familiarity, if I could even say it. Not at times wanting to step out of your comfort zone in order to see your situation grow as it must. And Spirit saying, well, if you're changing as an individual, if you're growing, then why wouldn't your situation within the two categories we're speaking upon grow as well? Allow for things to change and adapt when need be so that you can accomplish all your goals and dreams and simply achieve the potential that you're meant to in this lifetime. And we're moving on to the Page of Wands. As you make your way through to the middle of the first half of the month, you feel a bit on edge. My right foot is moving back and forth, and I can't help it. It's the energy that I'm within for you, and it's very unlike you. Spirit's saying even a sign that is truly, truly grounded and calm, cool and collected, or at least appears that way to others around them, has their anxious moments or feels a bit on edge at times, and that's okay. But there's a feeling that you need to do what's necessary, release certain feelings, emotions, or simply releasing an opportunity that you accepted at one point in time that is no longer meant for you. Allowing yourself to move towards what you deserve in a light and healthy way. It's at this point where you realize in order to feel truly accomplished, in order to feel fulfilled moving forward, adjustments need to be made once again. And it's not just within your money and career situation. It has a lot to do with you holding on to feelings, emotions, ways of being, habits, grudges for some of you Virgos out there. Remembering that your work history has been up and down and a little bit all over the place, even if you deal with it in a very collected manner, right, in a very mature way. Remembering that you are still improving as an individual, and that is truly okay. Stay true to who you are as you move forward, though. There's a feeling that you are feeling inclined at this point to make certain adjustments and changes, and for some of you, once again, to accept a new position, or maybe to accept a new side hustle to kind of improve your financial security. But the need to stay true to who you are in the midst of it all, even if that means sort of being a little bit stubborn in the process. We'll just leave it at that. We're moving on to the Three of Wands. And so you make your way to wrap up the first half of the month, and there's part of you that just feels ready to go. It's like you do what you need to do to sort of center yourself, ground yourself, and it feels like in between this Page of Wands moment and as you make your way to wrap up the first half in general, you might take some time to yourself. You might, let's hold them up all together. You simply allow yourself to be within your own energy for a bit, or you implement a bit of self-care once again. And you're like, you know what, I'm ready. I'm ready for this new opportunity, or I'm ready to simply strive for what I deserve in general, or to continue to do so, but in a healthy manner. And Spirit's saying that's exactly the right attitude. That's the way to be. How exactly do you plan to proceed, though, is what they're asking. There's part of you that's so ready and feels like you finally now know the direction you're meant to head or continue to head in, given it feels like you're lighting the way for yourself or simply feeling a bit more passionate. But how are you meant to proceed, right? What? Because there's still some adjustments that need to be made. And the answers that you come up with when you ask certain important questions to wrap up the first half of the month may frustrate you or annoy you because it feels like you had it all figured out, but not quite. Allowing yourself to, even though you implemented some self-care and some hermit time, if you will, to remember that there is still some leftover anxiety about new beginnings or the continuation of certain situations within your life. And now I'm hearing get ready because things are about to get exciting for you. And some Virgos are probably like, oh gosh, because that's not exactly what you're looking for within your money and career. Looking for a level of, what you can expect, being prepared for all of which, liking sort of that comfortable feeling once again. But there's a need for you to remember that It's time for you to step out of your comfort zone. It's time for you to reach for more than you expect. It's time for you to understand that you deserve more. I'm hearing don't settle anymore. There's part of you that feels the need to stay within your comfort zone and within your personal bubble of comfort and not reach for this new opportunity or reach for certain certain levels of success within your career and finances, but you know deep down that you deserve it. So Spirit's saying step out of that comfort zone once again, step towards the light, step towards the success that you deserve. And just taking that first step or first few steps will make you feel so damn accomplished. And they're saying, well, then why wouldn't you do that more often, right? I need to remember this moment as you trickle forward towards the completion of your old goals as well as your newfound goals within both categories we're speaking upon. And again, I need to remember that as you move forward, you can do things in your own Virgo way and have it be successful. It feels like to make your way to wrap up the first half once again, there's an individual, maybe two, that you're wrapped up with that may feel the need to tell you how it needs to be done. And you being like, well, I get that and I see the end result that needs to happen, but I go about it in a more calm way, in a more simplistic way, or just the way I do it. And you just needing to remember that being true to you at times is more successful than adjusting and giving into someone else's way of going about it. And we're moving on to the second half of the month in spread where you have the 10 of Swords. And so you make your way to begin the second half of the month. As completions take a true focus at this point in the month, you're asked to ask yourself, how have you changed? How have you grown as an individual? How has your career choices moved you within your self-development, if you will? Allowing yourself to not feel somber or a bit depressed when it comes to this reflection, because it could definitely head in that direction as you think about certain past job choices and financial decisions that you weren't necessarily proud of. But to remember that in the midst of it all, there was a lot of growth, there was a lot of experience to be proud of, even if there were choices and decisions in the midst of it all that weren't the best. Remembering that nobody's perfect, Virgo. Asking yourself, well, if I didn't complete this job or opportunity in the past, where would I have been? And you may think, okay, I could have been in a better spot, but I did it for this reason, or I left that job for this reason, right? To remember that every single thing happens for a reason, even if at times you want to try to glorify a past experience or pick up those rose-tinted glasses and see it from a perspective that's not realistic. So when you find yourself drifting to the past and with those glasses on, bring it right back to the present moment and realize that you need to figure out how to proceed in a productive manner instead of sort of reliving experiences to that extent. Being aligned with the Ace of Pentacles. It's also to begin the second half of the month where once you bring yourself back to the present moment, you'll realize that there are plenty of opportunities at hand, maybe just one big one, where you can run with it, you know? I meant to mention it before with the Three of Wands, that I was seeing multiple doors before you. And I'm seeing that, you standing there and Spirit being like, well, choose one, right? For some of you, it might just be one door and the other doors are kind of faded, trying to make it obvious that that's the door for you, or simply that's the only option at this time, but go for it. If it feels right, then you do what you need to do. Spirit saying, if you feel the need to stick with your current job opportunity, then that's okay. Allowing yourself to remember that your intuition and your gut feeling will push you in the right direction, and if need be, Spirit and the universe will assist you on top of it all. And remembering, for whatever reason, I feel the need to say that you deserve a new opportunity, or you deserve forms of abundance that flow in at this time as you sort of reflect in an unhealthy manner. Allowing yourself to remember that, once again, you have gone through what you've gone through for a reason, and just accept that certain completions took place and it's time to move forward rather than revisiting the past once again. And we're moving on to the fifth card, where we have the Hanged Man. So you make your way to the middle of the second half of the month. And I'm hearing your perspective needs some serious adjustment, as I almost reversed it and jumbled up the sentence in general. And Spirit saying your perspective on things is altering your state of mind. It's altering your communication. It's altering the level of quality when it comes to the work you're producing. You needing to breathe and ground yourself, take a step back and adjust things just slightly. And remember that everything is going to work out in the end. And you need to kind of be one with the accomplishments that that have taken place up until this point, instead of focusing on the negatives. I need to kind of bring it back to a positive, optimistic way of being, which will kind of leave you, it will take you out of any sort of stuck feeling that's come over you at this time. Being aligned with the Page of Wands, it's at this point in the month where it'll click, right? It may not happen right off the bat as you make your way into the middle of the second half, but it will around this time, where you're like, oh, okay, I now understand why I've been feeling a bit anxious, or why this added energy has come over me in an unproductive way. Asking yourself, well, how do I proceed, and what needs to be adjusted or tweaked to feel less stuck, to feel more optimistic, and to feel simply more accomplished in general. And allowing yourself to release more and more as you welcome in new opportunities, new forms of abundance, and just simply whatever is going to make you feel more accomplished within your career and your finances. And we're making our way to the last card, where we have the Four of Pentacles. As you make your way to wrap up the second half of the month, you feel the need to control your finances. You feel the need to control your current job opportunity or a new one. For some of you, this is when you start that new job. Or again, for some of you, to go back, you started this new job at the beginning of July or around there. And it's you trying to, as being like a month in, or just beginning at wherever you are in that timeline, feeling the need to control how things proceed or begin. And Spirit saying it's going to sort of put an immense amount of pressure on the situation that isn't needed. And for those of you where it applies to your finances solely, in the same kind of message, the pressure that you're putting on yourself and your situation is not going to help. So with the overall meaning of this card or message coming through at this point, to sort of release that grip a bit as you make your way to wrap up the month, and to remember that things are going to work out once again and unravel as they're meant to. And you kind of feeling stressed about it, or putting pressure in within that grip and that control, is not going to give you the results that you're looking for at this time. It's just going to stress you out in the process. Being aligned with the Three of Wands, we're going back to, remember we were talking about when Spirit was asking, well, how are you going to proceed? How are you going to proceed even though you were feeling ready and passionate? And it's to finish up the month where you realize this is not the way to be. You know, allowing yourself to, again, loosen that grip and move forward in a productive, sort of going with the flow manner. Realizing that you're an earth sign and you're very grounded, but that doesn't mean you need to be grounded to the point where things don't change or things feel too concrete, right? Remembering that things will unravel in a beautiful way, but you have to allow them to do so. So as the month wraps up, once again, allow yourself to grow and change and continue to adjust things as need be. and to do a little bit of reflecting, but in a positive way, to allow yourself to be one with certain accomplishments that took place throughout this month and the previous months, and simply move forward with your arms wide open, ready for more accomplishments and ready to continue to grow and change as need be. All right, Virgo. So I hope this reading was truly helpful. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. I hope you have the most amazing month, and I'll see you next time. Bye.